Hello and welcome to today's video. Today we're going to take a look at how we manifest our reality. And, isn't that what it's all about? It's all about manifesting a reality that you feel comfortable in, that you want, that meets all of your desires and needs. So that's what we're going to take a look at today, manifesting your reality. And I'm going to take an angle to look at how we do it, right? And when to do it. And then, more importantly, how not to manifest. Because sometimes you don't want to manifest, right? So we'll do that. And before I do that, though, we do want to just mention that this is for entertainment, and it's not meant to be advice in that sense. It's just my opinion. And also, if you see any images in here that belong to you and you want a credit, or you want me to change them, or you want me to remove them, just, reach out to me and I'll be more than pleased to do that. But let's look at manifesting reality. And this is something that I think we do automatically. We are really good at manifesting reality. And it doesn't matter, though, whether what we're manifesting is to our benefit, is resourceful for us, or it's not to our benefit. We are built to manifest things. So I guess the one of the tricks that we have in life is being able to put an emphasis on the things that we want to manifest that give us success and give us what we want, and then don't manifest those things, hold back. And to do that, there's a little bit of a trick to this, and I want to go into it a little bit deeper. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so let's look at this. When you're looking at reality, for you, your reality may be true, but for someone else it may not be true. So in this little example, you have the person who sees 4 blocks or pieces of wood, and the other person who sees 3. And they're disagreeing. So the situation here is that they are both right. The person who sees 4 actually sees 4, and if you look at it, you can see the 4 yourself. And the person who sees 3 sees 3. But there's another angle to this. Even though they are both right in terms of their reality, they are both wrong in terms of the other person's reality. So you can be both correct and at the same time incorrect. So this is important that we take this into consideration, that the perspective that we have today may give us one truth, and then if we change our perspective, we'll get another truth. And this is what I think is at the root of a lot of our problems with not getting what we want. I think that if we base our truth, our beliefs on partial information, I like this example of all these blind, folded people feeling different parts of the elephant, and they obviously believe that they're touching, in one case a snake, in another case a wall, a tree. Whatever their senses are telling them, they believe it. And what I'm suggesting is that, we may want to look at this process that we have an inner thought, we get a feeling, and we have an action, and that gives us obviously our results. This process for many people happens, you could say, too quickly, or automatically. I know lots of people, and myself included, particularly growing up, I would have a thought and then feel the compulsion to act. I would be compulsively acting on things. So whatever, in fact, I think the common phrase when I was growing up was that, if you feel it, do it. Well, maybe that's not the best thing, because if you realize that the fact that what we're talking about is manifesting things. So you have a thought, you have a feeling, and then you go right out and manifest an action. And this is the thing I want to look at. Perhaps not all things should be manifests. Maybe you can pick the things you want to manifest. Now, the question is, how do you do that? How do you decide, what you are dreaming about should not actually be acted out? And we will have many thoughts, many, many thoughts, but not all of them should be acted on. So in this case, the person is dreaming of a vacation, but they know that they can't afford it. They need to stay at their work, and they're going to, bear down, and they're going to not take action. Well, the action they're taking is to stay and work, right? And not go with their impulse to cash out their last paycheck and buy a ticket to the Bahamas. Okay, so you can have thought and no action. And this is important. You can have thought and not manifest. You can pause. You can think before you speak. And realize that speaking is a form of manifesting. The classic example I have is, say you're in a relationship and you're thinking of ending the relationship. But it doesn't end until you say, I want to end this relationship. If you say nothing, the relationship continues for better or worse. But the moment you sit down with that other person and you look at them and say, look, I want to end this relationship, you manifest the thought of ending the relationship. But until then, it doesn't. So speaking is very, very powerful. And I know lots of people who think and speak without pausing, so they don't consider the consequences. So you can manifest or you can not manifest. And learning to unmanifest, to sort of not manifest your thoughts, is as important as learning to manifest them. So you have to learn how to put the green light on and go, and put the red light on and stop. So learning those is really important. So, okay, how do we do that? How do we learn to observe our thoughts and make a decision to not manifest those thoughts and to manifest these other ones? So you have to practice. So let's talk about how you can practice learning to manifest or not manifest. And the one I think is the most powerful is learning to meditate. So when you meditate, there's something magical that happens. You will be confronted with a stream of thoughts. You're sitting there quietly and you're just observing your thoughts, right? So here's 6 steps to do that. And there's all kinds of ways of doing it. You can take classes, and we can, I have some videos on it, and we can do more on it later. But just simply sit down quietly and observe the flow of thoughts, and you will get a constant flow. But when you're meditating, you're choosing not to act. You're choosing to delay. And you might have a thought while you're meditating to go shopping. Well, you're not going to go shopping right now. You're just going to meditate. You might go shopping later. So the number one tool, I think, for practicing knowing how to manifest or not manifest is by using meditation. Here's another one that I use to build up my skills, is fasting. Now, you might think of fasting as a way of losing weight or, for health reasons. But it has another huge benefit when you fast. And you can just do short fasts. You could fast, just for half a day or for a few hours. You can fast not just with food. You can maybe say, and I've done this one, it's quite interesting, a speaking fast where you say, I am not going to talk and say a word for one day or part of a day, right? A fast of silence. But the thing is, when you fast, you will be confronted with thoughts and you will get a desire to manifest, but you're going to delay it. You're going to want to eat, but you're going to say, no, I'm going to delay that. Now, by taking that action and delaying it and doing it later, you begin to make a decision as when to manifest and when not. Okay, so there's two good ways of practicing your skills of having internal thoughts, observing them, and then making a decision to act or not to act. So it's a skill, okay? And we can go more into that later. But then you hit a point and you say, okay, I want to manifest whatever it is I'm thinking. So you have a personal thing that you want to do. You have a goal, and it's 11:11 time. It's time to act. It's time to do. How do you take an internal desire, an internal thought that doesn't have any physical essence? It doesn't exist. It's brand new. And you need to manifest it from inside outside. So let's look at some things you can do to begin to manifest your inner desires. The first thing that you could do, and a simple thing, is just write yourself a letter. Start writing. Now, the act of writing takes an internal thought and it makes it concrete. It puts it into the external world and it makes it real. In this example, writing a letter to yourself, well, I keep a journal, and if I'm really, really interested in exploring an aspect, when I write it down, it takes a concrete feel. So something you can do very simply, and it doesn't matter how big or how small the thing is that you want to manifest, whatever it is, write about it. That's one of the powers of art, of drawing, right? And of expressing what's inside you, getting it out. And again, in very simple ways, just write a letter. The other thing you can do, which is very simple to begin the manifesting process, to begin getting it out from inside to outside, is just to have a talk with someone. Now, I want to put a little caveat here. If this is a new thing, there's something brand new inside you and you're trying to manifest it, you're trying to make it real, be kind of selective of who you talk with about it. Make sure that person is a kind, receptive person, someone that you trust, someone that you respect. I have found over the past that many people will try to mess with whatever things that you want to do. If you're talking about doing a new project or whatever, you're just starting to manifest. There are some people who will deliberately try to block it or dissuade you or say, no, don't do that. The moment you feel the person is putting up some kind of barrier, change the topic, talk about the weather, talk about sports, and get the heck out of there. Find someone who's going to be positive, receptive, and, a great person who will just listen and maybe not say anything. Just listen to what your desire is, what your thoughts are, and allows you to get them out. There's a word for this. It's called brainstorming. And when you brainstorm, you're talking, you're getting ideas out with no judgment. And I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Avoid judgmental people if you're trying to manifest through talking. Another great way to begin the manifestation process of getting something that's inside you out is to do something small. Say if you like someone and you want to manifest a relationship with them, just hold the door open for them. Smile, just smile at them, or make a small gesture. If it's a project that you want to do, say you want to travel, Well, a small action would be to go to a travel agency and just get brochures on that location. A very small act, but just taking that initial step. So the beginning of manifesting an inner desire can be a very, very small step, but it needs to be something that you actually do, no matter how small, but just something you do. Ultimately, you're going to want to make an action plan. And when you make an action plan, the process is, pretty. There's a formal way of doing it. I'll put a link in here to Napoleon Hill's 7 steps for achieving your goals in life. I'll put a link in there. I may even put a little clip here that you can click to it to go right to it. But if you want to manifest, you want to get this thing and make it into a habit, this cosmic habit force, you do it with a plan. But before you make the plan, you might want to do the steps prior to it. You might want to talk with someone about it. You might want to, just do a few simple things. And then when you really feel comfortable, you make your action plan. Okay, so the process of manifesting can be a fun thing to do. And I would suggest that, you meditate and practice fasting to get it to get the ability to filter. I guess what we're talking about is filtering out the things that you feel are resourceful from the things that are unresourceful. Well, that's it. I just want to put this quick little video out there. There's lots that we could go into this in more detail, but I think for an initial touch on it, I think this will get us thinking about it. If you want to give me a hand and support my work, you can just go to buymeacoffee.com/SDOliver and buy me a coffee. Be greatly appreciated. And everyone sometimes needs a hand. Well, at that, I'll say goodbye and wishing you all the best and see you in the next video.